Okay, this video is actually the one that I should have sent to you first, okay? So the first thing she does is talk about the three different casinos, and they're listed over here, I think. Global, Lucky Land, and Chumba. So, and then it starts out with what casino should you write to, and you've already picked Global and Lucky Land. So then there's some updates, and then she talks about writing to two companies, and then here's the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and play this one.
Have chosen a couple of companies you want to write to. Perhaps you're choosing to write to just one, which is perfectly fine, or perhaps you're choosing to write to all three, because why not? But like I said, I do recommend writing to two. So now that you have chosen which companies you're going to sign up with, the next step is to sign up with the companies, create an account, and get verified. So the verification process with these companies is pretty simple. There are three things that they're going to be needing from you. Number one, they are going to need an identity verification document. The most popular documents to use are obviously either a passport or a driver's license. And then they're also going to be needing a address verification document, which is super important. And the most popular address verification documents to use are either utility bills or bank statements, but they do give you some other options in the sign up process as well. Now, I wanted to go over a couple common questions that sometimes happen here with the address verification in particular. And one of those questions is, what if my address on my driver's license is different from the address that I'm currently living at? And that is totally fine. So, my first piece of advice, if this is you, is to know that it's totally fine if your address verification document address is different from your driver's license, because your driver's license is being used to verify your identity and your address verification document is used to verify your address. That being said, I like to play it on the safe side. So if you do have a passport, passports do not have your address on it. So just go ahead and use a passport just to play it safe. But I know it's 1000% okay if your address on whatever verification document you use for your identity is different. That's totally fine. As long as you have an official address verification document with your address on it, you are 1000% okay. And then I might as well just go ahead and go over in this video what happens when you move. When you move, there is going to be a place on each website of the given companies that you can go and update your address. And sometimes it can be a process to, wait for your utility bill to come in at your new address. And so two of the ways that are really make it seamless are actually three different options that make it super easy to change over your address really quickly before you even change it with your official like main bank and before you get your utility bill is with different online banking apps, because it's super easy to change your address on these banking apps, and all of these banking apps do issue bank statements. So those three different banking platforms, online banking platforms, are SoFi, Chime, and Cash App. Believe it or not, Cash App does actually work as an address verification document, because you have to put your address into your Cash App and they are going to generate you a bank statement, which the casinos do actually have an okay time with in terms of verifying your address. So those three online banking platforms are a wonderful way to get your address changed over really quickly when you move without having to wait for your utility bills to come in or to change your address or with your official bank, basically. So the next few lessons in this module are going to be going over exactly how and where on the websites to complete the verification process. But there's one more thing I wanted to go over before we go into those three video lessons, and that is number one, that sometimes people have issues with verifying their bank for some reason. Sometimes the companies just don't like, for example, maybe a smaller bank in a smaller little town, and sometimes they can just be finicky with banks. But there are three banks that, like I mentioned before, are the online banking platforms that these companies work really, really well with. And those are SoFi, Chime, and believe it or not, Cash App. So Cash App, if you do have a Cash App and you're wanting to link your Cash App as the way that you get paid out, because whatever bank account you link is the bank account you are going to get paid out to. So if you want that to be Cash App, you will input Sutton Bank, as that is the bank that is partnered with Cash App. But the other two that I recommend are SoFi and Chime. Now, SoFi has also an awesome referral program, which is pretty cool. They pay $75 per referral. Plus, when you sign up for SoFi and deposit $50 into your SoFi account within the first 2 weeks, you also will receive an extra 25 bucks. So if that's something you could use, I will be placing my SoFi referral link at the bottom of this video lesson. So let's get on with the show.